and he actually decimated Licorice in 2 of those 3 games, like, very easily. He had an incredible performance today, so it's actually great to see him at the top of his game for so long. Oh my God, this is the replay we want to show?
Yeah, I mean, so Impact absolutely did take over this game. And part of it was some of those early bot dives that might have been a little ill-advised from Dignitas, which led to this kind of being something. But, you know, Dig did come back later on in the series. So I think for Dignitas, they're at this edge where they can kind of punch up against some of the better teams, but then closing out the series is now going to be the thing that they're going to have to look at.
100%. Like, when you see games like Game 2 and you compare it to the rest of the series, or at least that was Game 1 and you compare it to the rest of the series, Dignitas just doesn't seem like the same team. There's inconsistency, and there's that level of inconsistency that comes out throughout a series, so it's really weird to see that from them.
Yeah, and some of it was compositionally based, right? Like not necessarily being able to time, especially that Kindred and Zillion ult and stack them on top of each other in Game 3. As we go to the fighting in the bot lane in this IMT FlyQuest series. And once again, here's where I feel like Masu won player of the series.
Yeah, eyes on him on the top side. They don't know where he's at. He finds an angle here. Whoop. Bam! Gets a Baron for his team, exactly.
You win those, right?
Yes, you win those. The consistency from Masu, I feel like, since MSI has just been a bright spot. So the fact that he's able to win out the player of the series is not surprising.
And you kind of talk about Bwipo. He became that Scion that you want kind of roaming around the map where it took a few early deaths as IMT really tried to target him up on that top side. This was kind of that fight right there, I think, was kind of where the game changed. And Brand... Yeah. We called it. Still a problem. He poops damage.
There it is. That's what I was looking for.
There we go. I was like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, the only thing.
I'm not swearing on broadcast again.
I'm baiting you to do it.
As we go into the standings, Team Liquid Honda solely in first place. After today, we'll see if C9 can actually overtake them with a 2-0 win if they do so against 100 Thieves tomorrow.
True.
FlyQuest in third, NRG Kia actually in fourth, 100 Thieves in fifth, Dignitas all the way down to sixth now after facing a lot of our top teams. So we'll be looking at their back half of the schedule being a little easier for them. Immortals Progressive in seventh and Shopify Rebellion at eighth.
And I need all you people in the chat, if you're still sticking with us, we need to give Shopify Rebellion some energy so they can pick up a game on this one. As tomorrow's schedule, we'll see both Cloud9 go up against 100 Thieves, like you just said, and NRG Kia going over against Shopify Rebellion. Please, Shopify, one game. That's all we're asking for. And here's the NACL summer schedule. As you can see here, that's still firing off with exceptional games, by the way. So you're missing out a lot if you're not watching that.
Yeah, a lot of the NACL games have been absolute bangers.
Yes.
It's been a good time to watch. I was watching a lot during the break. I don't know if you were.
I definitely was. I was catching that Volibear top from Jenkins, too. So, like, that was the Rod of Ages into the Flicker Blade. I was like, we need this stuff here. The creativity is there, guys. You got to watch it. It's good stuff.
They're cooking. You should watch them. That's it for us today, and we will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific for C9 versus 100 Thieves. And now we are going to actually send it over to Dokla's stream. Maybe he's playing a ranged top laner. He loves spamming those.
He's a ranged top abuser. It is what it is. You just have to call him out for it.
All right.
Peace, guys. See you tomorrow.
Enzo spills.
Ulting. Just kite. Choke him, choke him, choke him.
Hey,
Ezreal no E.
No flash, no flash.
Ezreal no E. Ezreal. I blocked zone.
Dig season. Dig season. Dig season.
Get hero.
I'm ulti.
Deathmatch. Warm up.
1 second.
Coming. Costa. Yeah. Costa flash. Bram very low. Bram.
Can we chase or no?
Yeah, looking.
One more. Kite back. Okay, don't go too far. Yeah, I'm pretty racist. Look at this. EM1. You're fine. Yeah. Keep going. Go Nash after. Jensen on Zoe. Jensen.
Sana. What, help me take the kill?
What the
Any taggers?
I can't tag. Run to me, Sven. Got you. On side. Maybe attacked.
On side. Whatever, man. No. Oh, on bar. broadcast? I think so, no?
Yeah. They hear it, no? I swear sometimes I hear things on broadcast.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Your mind is just as dangerous as your weapon. Use it.
Fight!
It's now or never. Fly, my friend. Duck down. Tough luck.
Dominating.
Got ya. Kill confirmed.
Ten kills remaining.
Headshot. Got three.
Dominating. 5 kills remaining.
Too slow.
1 kill remaining. 1 minute remaining. 30 seconds left. 10 seconds left.
I mean, Hun was good, but like, T1 got kind of smacked.
And my mic was muted for the stream. Oops. Wow. I guess I'll say all that over again. Lucian taken away from David Escal. Tristana taken away from Matt. I'm not sure if that's a flex that other people can play or not. They do have some flexible roles. Malphite taken away might be to ban away counter champion. Maybe Dazzler Divine just doesn't want to play against it. Graves banned away from Matt to prevent the jungle flex. And then Dazzler Divine targeted with the Briar and Fura bans. And then Kaisa will be first picked for Frightarrow, and that can, I believe Lil Oppressor is on this team, so that will probably be going to him in the bottom lane. We'll see if they choose to pick Smolder again. Tyr's team did choose Smolder Alistair last time. It was available against my team actually. Don't think that it would be great against Kaisa. Kaisa's actually one of the heroes that can jump on you directly and find you for a 1v1 if you're farming silent alone. I believe low presser is also basically a Kai'Sa one trick at a high level, so that is gonna be probably something to keep an eye out for in the mid to late game. And yep, there you go, there's the smolder. Would like to see some kind of Leonor Nautilus out here from Kai'Sa's team to one.
I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back. We're in draft. I don't know if you have the link.
Yep, I see it. Yep, Kai'Sa, Alistar, Smolder.
Yeah, so I don't know what supports they play, but definitely would prefer this to Leona or Nautilus here. Have a way to lock down that Smolder as well as proc Kai'Sa's passive. Pike, not as great with that, but is really good at roaming. I believe this is also a Pike one trick, so a lot of comfort being given over.
Yeah, Pike is a staple pick for Storm. He played it in both the games against us, I believe.
Yeah, I think we actually banned it at least one of the games against them, and they picked Blitzcrank instead in that game. A safe pick, Ornn taken for top lane, standard tank.
Yeah, we'll see if the top lane counter pick comes out here. I did not see initially that Smolder was buffed on 14-14, so...
Small little buff, but I don't think it's make or break for the champion. I think the champion's good enough, and Thazzer Divine does take Camille.
Yep.
Which kind of reflects his username.
Mm-hmm.
So might be a pick he has comfort on already.
Yeah, they did go for the Briar and Fiora bans. I know Camille is the sort of next one that he likes to go for. We had done the same thing, banned Briar and Fiora, and then he picked Camille.
Yeah, I feel like... I don't know. I guess Briar like makes sense because you want to get rid of his one trick. But Fiora, I feel like you could play around more easily. And I actually hate Camille more than Fiora, especially if you're looking to team fight, because Fiora will be less useful in a team fight than something like Camille will be. And in the late game, like Camille will definitely be splitting against Ornn anyways successfully. So if you're still going to be split pushing, then I'd rather have the split pusher not be able to fall back on team fighting. A lot of bans here. Tyr actually banning out Galio, so they don't want that being picked in response to something mid lane perhaps, or they just are trying to avoid the whole Galio Kai'Sa, Galio Pike team fight combo. The Ornn takeaway does like show that the Frightarrow team does want to more team fight than go for picks, since Kai'Sa Pike by themselves it could flex into a pick comp, but Ornn is definitely just trying to team fight. But it could also be they don't want to get rolled over by Thazzer Divine, and Ornn is the safest champion they can think of.
Yeah, not too many picks left for Matok here. I know Galio is one of his champions, and the other team did choose to ban Vexen and Nivea as well, so...
He picked Corki one time, right? Or was that the enemy team that picked
I thought it was Kog'Maw. I picked Corki.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Yeah, not sure if I want to see that Kog'Maw again. Kindred picked up for some more damage in the jungle. I believe this is also another staple pick.
A lot of short range right now in Frightarrow's team, depending on what the pick is. Control Mage could get good value on Tyr's team.
What are we feeling, Red Cane or Blue Cane? I'm thinking Red Cane in this game.
Red Cane currently, yeah.
You already have so much damage with Camille and Smolder, and I don't think you're really missing someone in Rise taken.
Yeah, I think something like Victor could be pretty strong here, you know.
How familiar is Matok with Victor? Because I am sure...
I think Orianna could be good here as well.
I think Orianna would be a lot better than Victor, for sure. Yeah.
Just looking for a mage that can deal with these like mid-range characters, Rise, Kindred, Kai'Sa.
Xerath? Okay.
Xerath coming out, yeah.
Not a fan because Xerath is susceptible to getting caught up by this Ornn and Pike. And yeah,
that is true.
That's
and Rise can get boots.
Yeah, exactly. Like Murkrud's Rush will nullify a lot of Xerath's poke, a lot of Zeret's lane pressure, and this is Matt on Rise. Matt has been playing this champion for at least 7 years. Like, he has hundreds of games with this champion, and I would trust him in any matchup if he were on my team. So, yeah, I think the skill disparity will be shown in this lane and in this game.
Yeah, not sure what your thoughts are. I think Rise is sort of really undervalued pick.
I agree.
Right now.
I think Rise is pretty good. I mean, my team literally, I had them ban Rise. I refuse to play against Matt on Rise. I think the pick is solid, as well as the proficient player on it is just a little too much to deal with.
Yeah, and especially with Tristana and Corki both receiving bans last patch, the Tristana nerf was quite large.
Oh, I was saying I
this
was
sort of
muted earlier. It was a fair nerf, I think, but we actually just saw live patch is LCS, and they did pick it instantly. And
They picked Brand as well, I saw.
Yeah, both champions nerf, but still very strong. Like, the systemic issues are really more of a problem than the specific champions.
Yeah, I'm curious that we haven't seen. I think Infections did play Akshan one game, but I do think Akshan is currently the strongest of the remaining ADC mids.
Depends on how you want to play the game. If you're playing to, like, just stomp lane, I think I agree Akshan's one of the strongest, but if you're trying to play like a team fight hyper carry, then I think you can go Zeri mid still. You can go Lucian mid for a stronger earlier spite. You can definitely still play Tristana. There's a lot of options. Corki obviously is still an option. The base HP lowered, so you have to be a little bit more, safe, especially with positioning. If you get caught out, you're a little bit more likely to die. But the damage wasn't changed at all. Corki still packs a punch.
Yeah, his nerf certainly was a lot smaller than Tristana's, and I don't think he needed as big of a nerf.
Yeah, Tristana's definitely the much more impressive one.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Alistar out of Team Tyr here. It's one of his most played champions.
Yeah, I think with Smolder, the Taric doesn't quite fit as much, and Taric won't really be unlocked to play with Camille until much later, so Alistar makes a lot more sense in terms of his two primary picks. Probably a better matchup into Pyke as well, I'd expect. You can actually jump on him directly instead of having to walk up next to him, which Pyke can avoid.
Yeah, I would suspect both are pretty bad for Pyke.
Yeah, I mean, Pyke isn't in too great of a spot right now, I don't think. Oh, or am I lying? In D2+, he has a 52% win rate and is S+? What the heck?
Yeah, he's very strong. He's very strong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Pyke hooks on Smolder and Xerath are going to be critical this game, and those are champions that, among characters in mid and buy, are more susceptible to these hook champions, so
yeah,
we'll see if he is able to.
I'm not a fan of the Xerath pick unless I can get ahead in lane and bully strong enough to the point where, like, it's only the jungler. It's not a 2v1, it's a 1v1 with the jungler because the carry is too low, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like a lot of these, mid laners who have 2 or 3 champions in their pool, teams are able to actually end up banning out all their champions, so it'll be interesting to see if teams end up adapting and picking them first rotation. I know our team tried that one game, but yeah. Teams tend to save the solo lanes for second rotation, but, if you have a pick that you really want to get, then maybe it's worth picking it first rotation.
In Diamond 2+, only 100 game sample size, but yeah, Pyke kind of dunks on Taric, whereas the Alistar matchup is a lot closer, and Alistar actually is slightly favored in a couple hundred games. I see Emerald Plus. I can pull it up actually. Why don't I put it on the stream? Emerald Plus, we see where the hell is Alistar? Alistar Pyke wins about 1% higher than the average opponent, but after normalizing, it's 2.91% advantage for Alistar. Whereas Taric
Yeah, that's pretty big.
The matchup
You're,
doesn't
you're,
really
that's the
happen
Delta
much.
Delta 2s, right?
Yeah, Delta 2. Yeah, I think Delta
Yeah.
2 is the most important one to...
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets.
Whereas, yeah, Tarek, again, only 255 games, but it's a much bigger disparity. So definitely good looks, and yeah, just conceptually it makes sense on why those champion matchups would align those ways.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you talked about it earlier, but you know, this is one of the more anticipated matchups in the back half of our round robin here. These are arguably the top two teams currently.
Yeah,
Frightarrow hasn't played one of their games, but they would be on pace to be in first place, I believe.
Yeah, my team went 1-1 against both of these teams in the first round robin. And from playing Matt's team, honestly, did not expect the jungle swap up in the second game. I didn't really know that they were flexing roles.
The Kindred?
Well, yeah. The Kindred got destroyed, and then we played again. Well, both Kindred and I think Akali just didn't do enough. And the second game, Matt played Graves, and I think we were really ahead, but they had a lot of tanks, and yeah, we had a couple botched plays where I think the game was literally won, but we threw with a really massive lead we had. So yeah, even that game I wasn't too concerned about them, but I do think they have a lot of like just options that they could do that are scary. And actually, it is Kaisa to Frightarrow. I forgot that. I initially thought it was a little presser, but yeah, they have Kindred in the jungle instead. And then as for Tyr's team, again, we were in our first round we were really ahead the first game, and then did a random throw where we kind of meme TP'd into their base instead of just walking in after a Baron. And then the second game we stomped them, and then this time around we actually played them this week and we went 0-2. Yeah, tried a couple different things and had some draft difficulties playing against a sub top laner as well. So it's hard for me to evaluate Tyr's team without actually playing against them in their full entirety.
I guess last patch, when we played against the blue team here, we were terrified of this Kindred jungle. We prioritized banning it out both games.
Yeah. So I think I picked Kha'Zix against it. I think I was just like picking comfort pick, and I've played that matchup enough times in my life that I wasn't too concerned, and I wasn't really trying to play for like an aggro style. I rushed Umbral Glaive, right? I just played for control around my laners, and it didn't feel like Kindred did much, so I'd like to see what he does against this Kayn. Kayn's primarily a farming jungler early. A well-played Kayn will be invading aggressively, but it is a little bit more precarious against Kindred. In terms of lanes, we have Camille should be able to maintain at least parity with Ornn. I'm not sure if she can get full early prio until she gets some items, but Xerath should definitely have priority. And in the bottom lane, I think Smolder should be a little bit ahead.
I disagree on the mid lane. I think Rise should be getting priority early on in this lane.
Let's zoom in on the mid matchup specifically. And Matok has...
Yeah, the Rise
the first few?
should be able to get it in.
A lot of it depends on, if you hit Rise with the minions or not. You have to hit Rise with the minions. If you don't have any kind of HP advantage, then, you won't be able to keep auto-shoving as Xerath. And Xerath is playing this pretty far back. Yeah, Rise already starts the W, is able to use that slow to get an auto off as soon as Xerath uses ability. Rise not too far up in the lane after hitting level 2, but Xerath, just this position you can tell, playing very, very scared. And I think if you're gonna play Xerath into Rise, you cannot play scared. Let's check out what the junglers are doing here. Go back to the director camera as well in case there's any action. Desert Divine maintains a shove up here as well. I think he goes E and Q, and actually gets trade off of the Orn Q, unfortunately, for Faulty. Faulty also not able to react with the W. I believe it was down. So a lot. I think the top lane is closer to a skill matchup because it really depends on how well you use your abilities and use the downtime in the enemy's abilities. Frightarrow taking a lot of poke back here from Smolder.
Matoka's using a lot of mana mid lane compared to Free XP here, so we'll be curious to see if he chooses to take a recall, because Ryze does appear to be getting priority, so it might be tough for him to get the recall off.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it is we just saw a completely whiff queue on both casters and the champion. We will see the biscuits from Matok though, so that'll help a little bit. Does have TP, so we'll be able to at least keep up in mana enough to be able to farm, but yeah, not necessarily get prio with the way this lane is playing out so far. And then I expect Ryze to look for an early back here soon. Do we have a cannon wave coming yet? Doesn't look for it on here. Could have shoved the last wave and pushed, but I think he wants to maintain lane control against this Xerath who, is no mana now and less than half HP. Just really seeing the elo difference here, I think. Bush Jungle's full clear, trade opposite scuttles. I didn't check. Did Kindred get a stack off of hers? Yes, she did. So favorable RNG there. And now, let's see, what's King gonna do? There is... This jungle's warded, this river's warded, and Kaisa should be okay here. Does walk a little bit of a dangerous way. This wave is slow pushing into them, so not really too much concern here. They won't really lose any minions. Yeah. Pyke also has the 3 charges up to help out, so yeah, not much to do here. Desert Divine going aggressively here. Faulty not able to react to the second part of the E. Does go unstoppable too early, and Desert Divine very patient to just wait that W out, and honestly, like missing the actual W hit on Camille as well makes it so you can't CC her in return and get a better trade-off. Ornn, like, as a champion, can trade pretty well early game, but you do have to hit all your abilities and use them to max value.
Yeah, we'll see how well Ornn is able to CS this massive wave under turret. Oh.
Misses that one, and then misses that one. No, unfortunate. Yeah, you gotta have a plan. Like before you hit any of the minions, you need a plan.
Yeah, especially on these tanks that I guess Ornn in particular, he has pretty good wave clear.
Both mid laners do get resets off, and neither one uses TP. A little pressure rushing down this dragon will easily be able to secure it. Kane just farming his Krugs up top. We'll see if the dragon notification lets him start and take these grubs right away. Ornn does go to base, should TP back if they want to have any chance of contesting these grubs, but it might just be a handshake. The way Ryze is playing, it looks to try to be shoving now, but don't think he'll be actually checking, hugging the right side of the lane, expecting Kane to be on the left side of the map.
I need to take something off the stove real quick.
Alistair hovers mid. I don't see... There's only one pink ward down on the map at 6.5 minutes. Not sure what's going on there. But... yeah, no real river control for either team right now. Neither jungler really even walking past the river to do much. And Kane is going Eclipse. Oh wait, not Eclipse? Ghostwave? He's going Lethality. It looks like it might be a blue Kane. We'll see if he could catch up the Pyke potentially. Get an advantage against the squishiest champion on the blue team. On all, gold is pretty even. The biggest disparities being in the mid lane and top lane. Top lanes. A couple under top, couple up into mid. And no fights for either objectives, just a handshake. The Drake stack started for Kendra's team. The next trick will be the Mountain, which has more value for blue team, I think, with the fact that they have an actual tank. I guess Alistair counts, but Ornn is a tank with, you know, more gold, so we'll be able to get a little bit more value out of that extra percentage increase. Fairly even trade going on top lane. Camille still has all 3 biscuits to sustain though. Oh, let me turn the objective timers on. Ooh, finally a pink ward, but yeah, that pink ward I think is that pink ward is always going to get cleared. This Rise is maintaining prio over Matok and can always check these side bushes to clear pinks. I'd like to see it a little bit more in the river and maybe in a spot that's more dangerous for blue team to clear out. Probably in that little banana bush near blue buff. Some bush camping going on. Missing ping is ping, but they also ping the bush, so they're aware. They're not really going to get caught up by this. Desert Divine getting faulty down really low. Rise does roam up though, and Desert Divine is in a little bit of a pickle. Does go all in on the Ornn, but this is going to be a trade kill at the very least. Xerath gets first blood with the ultimate, but Frixby here might end up picking up the second kill on speed and flashes in the bush just to make sure that kill is guaranteed. Probably a little extra, but didn't want to risk it. Speed splash had already been committed in the fight, and that's going to be a nice trade kill from Xerath. Ornn does TP to catch the wave and deal with that while Rise pushes out top wave. Doesn't quite get the shove in because of Camille's TP. And I don't think this is going to freeze, though. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3? It's kind of close. It's kind of close. Rise is going to TP, though, to re-stabilize this wave. Definitely lost a couple minions. Would have lost all of those casters. Yeah, it would have been frozen. Rise comes back immediately to contest the wave. Desert Divine realizes that the wave will be contested and tries to fight. A little presser gets jumped on by... Actually, Little Presser dumps on Matok. Matok does have the TP to get back into the lane, though. I'll go back 15 seconds, see what happened in that gank. And yeah, just Little Presser is able to come back behind Matok, and with the red buff, does land all his damage, sidesteps with the Q to avoid the stun. And yeah, that is Sierra coming back to base. Rise is still up gold there. And we finally see some invasions into the jungle. Really deep pink ward placed by blue team. Both pink wards will end up getting cleared out though. And the lanes are back to what they were now that the waves have stabilized. And Desert Divine just grabbing a field day against this Ornn. Is there a mark on this Gromp? I presume there's a mark on that Gromp for all this fighting and putting a lot of vision around that area. The dragon is also spawning in just a second here. Kane would like to get these. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, so we saw first blood in the top lane for red team barely getting the kill before blue team got the other 2 kills. And then a little bit of a skirmish over a Gromp, which I think was a stack for Kindred. Kindred up to 3 stacks now. And Kane will trade the grubs for the dragon again. Grubs being much better for for Camille. And Faulty flashes away. Was scared of the ulti coming in, but I'm not sure if Camille would have been able to kill him, because if Camille ults, then Ornn instantly ults back, and I think that'll buy enough time for Ornn to just walk back to turret. Does save the HP though by doing that, and is able to safely farm the wave. Kane really low HP, still on the map. And Smolder, 2200 gold. Hasn't backed in a long time. Both bot lanes have not backed in a long time. Really, yeah, Kai'Sa's kind of playing at a disadvantage here by not finding a reset.
Is Rise skipping Rod? Is he just going straight for more AP?
Yeah, I think the Seraph's Rush is probably better. I think Rod of Ages takes a little too long to scale, and I don't think Rise necessarily needs it either.
Interesting.
And Blaze of the Ruined King picked up from Kaisa. I don't think I've seen this build. And I don't see the health stacker. There isn't really a health stacker on the red team, so interesting.
It's just looking to take advantage of the base damage on the passive. Probably going Rage Blade after.
Yeah, so I'd like to see some fighting, but this not this kind of fighting where Kaisa's not there.
Xerath secures the Rise.
Yeah, kind of got distracted by our conversation. Let's see what happened. Rise just gets caught up by the Alistair. Yeah, the Kindred ult comes through, but Rise early ults and Matok just lands at where the Rise is going to go. The Rise ult giving a indicator of where the TP is going to go. But how did we end up in this position?
Oh my god, he gets the Kindred back. Wow, this Xerath has been very impressive so far in this game.
Oh, sorry. So Kindred was just stealing away a blue buff and then overstayed, essentially, looking for more. And that got Rise punished, and then let's see what happens with Kindred. So Kindred comes to lane, dodges an E, and then instantly jumps on this level 10 Matok while having nothing, and then Pyke unfortunately not able to land the flash, the E flash onto Matok with the flash responded, and then yeah, Kindred's just really overextending for this play. Not sure why, because you could just wait for the Pyke to come first instead of just forcing it down Xerath's throat. Faulty down 30 CS now, very behind. I'll be right back. I need to get food from the door. Also, I'll share my screen on Discord so you can see what the stream is seeing as well.
Oh yeah, I put on the stream. Yeah, I'm assuming I was at a different time earlier. Yeah. Kane did end up going for Merc Treads here. And then the CC is Pyke E, the slow on Q, Kindred E, Rise W. Oh, Camille could look to all in one here.
Whoa!
Might look
run
2v1 here
Rise.
if the one's not careful.
Yeah, I don't think Camille can.
Oh, okay, she is. Yeah, the Rise
Rise
does
does way
damage.
too much damage.
Let's see if Xerath can finish off Rise here. Does manage to proc the Archangel Staff, but probably not going to be able to finish off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually doing a good job of beating this Camille into getting Rise ganked a lot.
Yep. Rise taking the Empowered Recall and immediately TPing back mid.
3-0
Not gonna miss too
though.
much.
For this Xerath getting those extra kills.
Yeah, he's up to 870 gold lead now. 870 gold lead.
Makes it a lot easier to not die to this Rise ever.
Yep. Camille, roughly 1,000 gold lead. 600 or no, 700 in bot lane. So yeah, the red team here managing to get solid advantage in all three lanes.
And 6 grubs with Herald going over blue team.
Yep.
Which I would like to see to help guarantee the third stack of Dragon, as well as try to break this mid tower that Zed is going to hold down.
Yeah, as Xerath, ensuring that I'm not slipping up and giving a shutdown to this Rise or Kaisa is a big priority for me right now.
Yes, yes. Shutdown gold is very important to be aware of. It really does swing games back. It feels something, but no one there to actually push the wave and crash it. But a fight breaks out immediately. Kane going on FXP here. FXP here will get Camille ult as well. Kindred ulting at the perfect timing.
And now Xerath opens up with ult. Let's see if he can do.
It's one kill for Pyke though. Desert Divine gets the Pyke up. He's gonna look for more. Oh, this is looking juicy. And boom, that's gonna be David Escalp dead as well. Oh, actually misses out on that kill. Kindred gets to pick it up though still. And that's gonna be a clean Ace.
Yep. Only one member down for blue team there.
Despite being ahead in gold, red team unable to capitalize on their advantage. Let's go
I
back.
guess-
And how do you zoom out farther? Is there a copy?
Control Shift Z.
Control Shift C. It's not
And then
working.
you-
Oh, okay. There it goes.
Do it and then you zoom out. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. At the start of this fight, we have 1,200 unspent gold from both mid lane and ADC from red team, and then enemy bot blue team's red team. Sorry, Kaisa also has 1,400 unspent gold. Please, guys, spend your gold before these fights. So blue team 2k of their advantage, which is most of their advantage, is actually just spent, not spent, on their major carries. So this fight starts to break out with Matok getting found by Rise. Matok just kind of in the middle. I would like to see Xerath just sitting mid here, being an artillery mage, always able to help the fight while dealing with that mid wave. And yeah, just well played by Kindred and Rise to really make it a one-sided team fight. That also does break the mid turret, so I think blue... Oh! Zoomed ahead a bit. Let's see what happened in the top lane. So after that, we see Rise going up. And just, wow, level 13 Rise.
Wow.
Azure Divine just
Yeah.
cannot play the game against this guy. This split push is unbeatable. And with Little Oppressor also being strong, able to shadow.
He just walks in and finishes him
Yeah.
off.
Fast forward a bit, try to catch up to our game. Yeah, I don't think this Rise is ever getting caught out. He even cancels the recall with an auto, very cheeky. 3 looking towards Rise, and I might bite my words. He is looking like he's gonna get caught out.
Oh, yeah. Down he goes.
A little aggressive with no vision, Kindred off the map.
Yeah, we'll avoid speaking about the safety of members of either team in the future.
Yeah, I mean, Hubris is on Kane's item list, but is also in Rise's brain.
That's, yeah. That's a bar right there.
Honestly, bro, if I'm Desert Divine, why am I trading with this guy? Let me just push the wave and go roam to help my team. Killing this Ornn at this point isn't going to do as much as finding angles to rotate up to your team and do something, anything.
Yeah, this Camille unable to really take a big trade on Ornn here or really pressure the turret on that previous wave, so
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see if he
you
goes
need,
for anything here.
you can't pressure a turret if you don't push the wave. Like, he's just looking for trades on Ornn, and then otherwise he's just backing off. Bit of a lull in the game state. We'll definitely see an explosive fight when this Dragon Soul comes up for the Chemtech stall. If I'm blue team, I don't really know how I win. I mean red team. Red team, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was confused for a second there. Yeah, it is going to be critical though, because I don't think you want to face a team with you know, Kindred, Pike, with a Chemtech Soul. Seems like a lot of sneaky synergy there with the Kindred ultimate.
Yep. Have they played against each other? I don't remember.
These teams, I believe they did.
And Poco, this is game 1.
I think they went 1-1. Not sure though.
That sounds like it would be correct. I believe it.
I'll check right now. No, it actually doesn't look like they had played against each other yet.
Oh, okay. So first match for them.
And yeah, a whole lot happened there, but a whole lot of nothing at the same time. As nobody from either team goes down. Alistar ult used, Simulder ult used, Ornn ult used.
Yeah, it really comes down to you have you have 3 pick champions. Okay, another pick can come up. Frightarrow does ult in, but our team just walks away. Let's do a little check on our gold.
Did hit the stack threshold for the burn.
Yes, we did see that on the HP bar. And oh my god, this Kindred is up 2k gold on Kane, 1k unspent. 1800 unspent gold for Kane, 2k unspent gold for Smolder. How can we ever fight the soul?
Shame.
How are we ever looking to fight this? Run. At this point, I feel like red team is just hoping that blue team overdives and they can get kills. Do this, look for the pick on Frightarrow, but saved by Faulty. I don't know how Rise got there, but is able to get out with the ulti.
Did notice probably a smart purchase by the Zerath here with Shadow Flame. You're gonna have you know, enemy targets lingering on low HP here with Chemtech and the Kindred ultimate, so it might help to have the critical strikes at those health bars.
Yeah, honestly, Zerath might be the one saving grace that blue team or that red team has. Is being able to do a bunch of damage and like chaotic team fights. You might just somebody might misstep and you might just straight up win out of there. The Smolder Burn will end up helping a lot as well.
Yeah, it looks like they are going all in here for the Ornn.
And
Ornn flashes away from his own ultimate though.
Yeah, a little
doesn't end up going down.
Still alive! It's a 1-for-1, and I don't think a 1-for-1 is good because speed will also end up going down afterwards. They use everything on that Ornn, and they're going to lose Baron for it.
Yeah, Ornn was very tanky there. Quite hard to kill him when he has only armor if your Zerath isn't there. Although I guess Smolder is known for the Colgate damage bar. Oh my goodness, Camille chooses to immediately flash over the wall after whipping the E on the Kindred and the Pike there.
Has Matt picked Rise at all this year other than this game?
I don't think so, no.
Damn, that's funny. We both are bringing out some of our signature picks from back when we played in ULOL together. I played the Elise this week. He played his Rise.
I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like Kaisa might be going for Sonya's Hourglass, third item here.
Yeah, I mean,
not too sure how I feel about that.
Kaisa's ahead, so as long as I just want Kaisa to not die, so if you need a Seekers to do that, then go ahead. The rest of the blue team should be doing enough damage to get them through. They just need a not dead AD carry. How many Hubris stacks we got? Is it? You have to get a kill, right?
0.
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my toe just straight up getting towered over by Rise, living with 1 HP.
Yeah, may need to rethink the Hubris purchase in UPSL. Games tend to be slow.
Yeah, much more of a 5v5 game than a solo queue-esque game.
Yeah, could go for Umberglaive or something. I don't know.
Oh, gets inside of him before the Rise ulti, but does he have enough damage? Rise has flash and nope.
Oh!
It's a level 17 Rise. You should not be able to kill him even with that low HP bar.
Yeah, Smolder needs to get hitting them here.
Okay.
Okay,
This is the
Kindred ult
best-
does come out.
best
The
chance you
executor
got.
is going to be critical. So Rise is able to finish off the Camille, but does fall soon after to the Smolder.
Zeratul gets the
They're
Kindred, but they're losing
taking the
topside.
Kindred. And yeah, they're losing their whole top side.
There's no way to be 2 places at once.
Nope. But at the same time, you know, probably not a bad idea to trade 2 for 1 there if you're going to lose.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Something
gonna end
anyway.
up getting something back for your troubles. Maybe pick up a straggler here.
Yep. And more importantly, getting more stacks on the Smolder. Oh, will he die? Oh, no.
Very close. But a very early Elder Dragon will be spawning in less than a minute here. And yeah, what does Red Team have to do? They have no flash on Little Oppressor on Free XP here. That's the main thing I think they can punish. Could also look for Storm, but definitely a little bit more slippery. Unless you really one-shot him after catching him out of position.
Yeah, this you know, this red team is the type of team that you really do not want to be accidentally handing over Elder Dragon to. With you know, Smolder as their poke. Yeah, they're gonna have a field day if they end up somehow picking this up.
Blue team just needs to play patient here. There's no rush. Got these lanes shoving, and then you can deal with Drake when the minions are pressuring the base. Ornn does look for a flank TP here. Dragon not started by either team, but Ornn is now arrived. Tyr instantly jumps on Kai'Sa.
Damage does come through on Kai'Sa, and she does fall.
Yeah,
wow.
everything blown on Kai'Sa, and now Camille is on PXP here, who has no flash, but unable to die.
Pain going all in on the Rise at the bottom of the screen. Hard to tell right now.
Yup. Probably did not press tab to see that Rise has the Zhonya's, and none of that was going to work.
DSK doing a good job here, though, maintaining his HP and slowly chipping away at these
Kindred ult's still available, though, so... Oh, David Escalb is in an awkward spot here with Kindred coming over the wall. Tyr actually is going to take the fall first. David Escalb isn't able to get much back because of the Kindred ult.
Connect.
Rise dangerously low. It's up to Matok. Oh, but their base? This is what I was saying. The game
I didn't even notice. There's like 7 super minions.
Actually, the TP gets cancelled because the tower died. And Matok will end up falling, and that might just be game. At the very least, his Elder Dragon is gone.
Wow. Yeah, that complete disaster for Red Team there.
Yeah. I think the pick onto the Kai'Sa was great. After that, I don't think we should be Camille ulting onto the Rise. I think that's trying to bite off a little bit more than we can chew. Take that kill and then try to bait them into the dragon and get another pick rather than just straight up forcing a team fight by killing the weakest opponent. See if Kane tries to do a little drive-by with his E, but might not even get there in time. Yeah, will not get there in time. Too much damage.
Looks like they're gonna reset here before making their final, you know, assault onto the enemy base.
My team said, do we really have to be scared of Rise split push? Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
That was a non-negotiable ban for me. I just don't know how you can like beat this champion without really punishing it heavily in the early to mid game, but also it's just he's still gonna be useful and still gonna be able to like win if you leave
Press W.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and also just like if the opposing team messes up their map play, you can just end up in a free lane and just pushing turrets, getting waves, catching back up really easily. I mean, open Nexus. Rise could literally ult minions in here. Rise and Pyke just walking up through through the top lane, no vision up there, and they're just hitting the Nexus. Kind of funny to be honest, but yeah.
Emil unaware, going for the Kindred here, but the game probably over, and yep, Nexus does fall. Game 1 goes to Team
Frightarrow.
Frightarrow, yeah.
Congratulations. see what the response is from Tyr's team. Would definitely like to see a Rise ban, especially if your team's mid laners already got banned, then it seems like it's gonna be even harder to deal with.
Yeah, or if they choose to go for a first rotation mid laner instead.
Yeah, I'd have liked to have seen the Galio not banned by Red Team though. I feel like that would have been a much better situation than having the Xerath. A lot harder for Rise to do as much with the Galio
Rise
being able to match the global and wave clear as well.
Rise could have been annoying to face here potentially. If I'm imagining Galio in place of Rise. Wow, yeah, the Smolder did a ton of damage in that game, but
Damage is
doesn't
fake.
matter.
Damage is very fake.
Certainly, you know, I had the same exact sort of struggle against this team as Spies, where I guess on paper I should be, you know, expected to get a lead, but it kind of just doesn't happen. So we'll see what Thizer Divine is able to do in game 2. Hopefully secure a better matchup or a pick he's more comfortable on maybe, or just, you know, get a different look here against Faulty. Because, you know, if Team Tyr here is going to win, it could come through the back of a big top lead.
Yeah, I really do want to see Dazzle Divine focusing more on just shoving waves in the mid game in that split push rather than hard trading, because unless you're gonna guaranteed kill him, which you need your jungler to show probably if you're not massively ahead, then it's just better to get the wave in and hit that turret. That's a much better usage of your time, because otherwise you're just trading CS with Ornn. Don't think that does anything for the game state. Did they forget to invite us to a lobby? Is there a lobby?
They might be taking a little break.
A break? We get this?
Oh, never mind. Yeah. I just got an invite.
Oh, maybe being the post game made so I can get invited. Oopsie. Was there a draft link yet, or?
I don't see one.
Joe, please let me play Corki. I agree. Let the man have his Corki.
Yeah, it's been up there. Interestingly, he had that up when I played Porky against him.
Let's see. I'll pull up the draft again from. Wait. Okay, I don't know where I did it. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Oh, and there's the new draft. Internal. I think David crashed the servers. Wait for the new link.
Grab some yogurt.
Okay, looks like both teams are ready. But will they click ready?
All right, I'm back, and it looks like it's a good time because I see the R's in the chat.
Yep, Tristana banned out again. Definitely still don't want to see that. We'll see if they adjust and ban the Rise instead of the Malphite. Maybe
Oh,
they...
are there new links here?
Yeah, they just put it in the chat.
Oh, I see, yeah.
No ban for Frightarrow.
Interesting.
Little cocky after winning a game, huh?
Yeah. Lucian. So going back to the
Same thing.
the
They
ban
want to
on the favorite for David.
force the smolder, and then still Malphite. Are you just gonna get the run back? Alright, and definitely gonna be another Fiora ban from Frightarrow's team, so no changes on that side. And Pike swapped out for I don't even know who the original was. Graves.
Oh. Graves. Does Speed play Graves?
No,
Right, that was against Frightarrow's team.
no, it's Matt plays Graves.
Interesting.
And then Alistair first picked. I'm not sure if they're scared of that being taken away, or they just want to hold and see better matchups and figure out what kind of composition they want to go based on the enemy's picks. And there you go. Backs up
Interesting.
with the Blitzcrank. Same thing they did against my team when Pike was banned.
Isn't that a self counter against the Alistar?
Yeah. Got the to pull Alistair into the team, so if he body blocks the hooks well enough, could spell trouble for Frightarrow's team.
Going right back to the Kaisa in the bot lane. Presumably Frightarrow again, but could see a little pressure. Opts to go into that. He's done it in a previous game. Joe's team opting to go back to Smolder. So same bot lane right now.
If you're gonna
Let's see
pick
if
this
they go for
champion,
jungle here.
spend your gold if you're gonna fight. Don't have 2k gold in your inventory, man. Before, I think, was it Soul? It might have been the Soul fight. You have to spend our gold if our scaling champion is gonna be useful, and then Viego taken instead of Kane. So opts into a little bit better of a champion overall.
Yeah, we'll see if they go for Ornn here, or if they try to secure top later on. And they do go for the Rel, so
Rel
could see an
jungle?
Ornn ban come out here from Tyr.
I think that must be a wrong one. It's
Oh,
a
they
Zac
picked it
pick.
back.
Yes, it's Zac.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
Zac pick, and we'll probably see the Nivea and Vex banned out again. Yeah, I was like, Rel? I don't know if their jungler plays Rel. Rise banned in the second phase. Red team prioritizing letting their AD carry and their AD carrying support picks not getting countered or banned out. I don't know if they had to pick the Zac early, so interesting to see if the Zac will go top or jungle actually. Could go in either role. A bit of a flex pick.
I would assume jungle. I don't know if Faulty's played it.
It's definitely a big mix-up from what we just saw with What champion was that? With Kindred.
Or of yeah,
For
to
jungle.
be sure.
And the Yone banned out.
Okay. I think I would expect to see maybe top here first and save the counter pick for mid.
Yeah, unless there's a takeaway champion they want to take, but I presume they'll just take their top laner. Yep, that's an orange.
Yep.
So a lot of tanks here. Probably gonna see an ADC mid. I'd expect something like a Corki. Maybe a Lucian, maybe an auction. Option. So just a Darius this time. So
Darius.
not happy with how that Camille lane went, and I feel like Darius is going to be even less useful. See if the blue team can.
Well, there
get
are a
their
lot of
skill.
melees, so I think on paper this is a very high value pick.
Depends. Are you even able to walk up into getting to these team fights and Victor taken? Okay, so that is.
I like it.
There's gonna be a handshake matchup if Matt goes for control mage or an ADC.
I think a poke mage makes sense here if I'm last pick.
Galio. Okay, Galio was the other champion that.
Wow, 4 melees against Darius.
But I mean, you have like one carry on Frightarrow's team now, and that's gonna be Kaisa. Oh, this is gonna be Ashish on Zac then, I think, and a little pressure on Kaisa, because this is literally a one carry comp. And
Isn't Little Oppressor the Galio?
oh, is it? Oh, that's what they saw.
I'm not sure. I think both Free XP here and Little Oppressor have played Galio, so. But Little Oppressor has played Kaisa. Free XP here hasn't.
I think it's gonna be, at the very least, Little Oppressor, Kaisa, because if you're gonna play a one carry comp, I would want it to be on one of the best players on the team, and especially if that's his main champ. But yeah, not quite clear where everyone will go.
Yeah, I'll say
I
I'm
remember
a
the
big fan
Galio was
of,
banned out in game 1, and I was wondering if they would take the Galio instead of the Ornn in a spot to deny it potentially being taken by Tyr, but Tyr's team does opt into the Victor, where Galio I think actually would have been fine and maybe even better. I think Galio's honestly too strong right now.
Yeah, he's pretty strong, but just thematically, I'm looking at Team Tyr, and I really like what they have going on thematically across these lanes. So, I think they've got a great shot at taking game 2 here.
Your engage is just Alistar, or hope that the enemy team messes up their engage on you and you can counter engage it. I don't think there's much agency on Tyr's
I believe
team.
the bird. If I'm looking at these teams right, the team with more range is clearly the Smolder and the Victor, right? With the E and the Smolder. So the burden to engage, if I'm looking at these drafts, is actually on Frightarrow's team.
But is it a burden when you have a
Not Tyr's
Zac,
team.
an Ornn, a Galio, and a Blitzcrank? I feel like you can get a guaranteed engage whenever you want.
But Tyr's team, the champions are so good. Like, Darius loves to be engaged on by these melees, especially if they're like trying to CC the Smolder and the Victor and not him. You know what I mean? If he's able to run loose.
But if Darius is just trying to team fight all game, then Frightarrow's team is just going to play the map and push side lanes, right? And all you have to do is pull somebody to a side lane, and then you can start an engage whenever you want elsewhere where the Darius ends up not being. And yes,
But these the split push is so weak for Frightarrow though. Like Ornn Galio is like notorious.
It's not about split push. It's like split push isn't somebody has to get a kill or get a tower on the side lane. If the wave is there, what are you gonna do? Never catch the wave? Like, the game is built based on turns, right? My team gets a turn to push, your team gets a turn to push. The minions will crash out the tower and go back the other way slowly. So naturally, the flow of the game works that way. And if Darius is never gonna catch waves and just be mid all game, then they're ARAMing and they're gonna lose out on golden XP on the map.
Okay. We'll see what champions these or where these champions on Team Frightarrow end up going.
Yeah, we don't actually get to see the names for the quote-unquote enemy team, unfortunately, but we can open up op.gg. Oh wait, the game's not even live yet. But yeah, I think a lot of the pressure will be on Viego to really get the early game going and try to get the Darius ahead to have a chance in this game. Okay, spectator delay has begun, and let's see. Show me the live game. Who's going where? Come on. Can I just check my friends list? No, I can't because I'm in spectator mode. Okay, there you go. Finally shows up. And yep, it is Frightarrow on jungle, but Lil Presser will take his signature pick in mid lane, and free XP here will go to ADC. So yeah, this is also a configuration that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because I was just like, there's no way Lil Presser going from Kindred to playing Zac, and free XP here makes sense to put him on a hard carry. Lil Presser does just go Ghost instead of TP. Interesting.
On Galio, Flash
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah, interesting adaptation.
Yeah, so Galio, he's like one of my most played champs in ranked, and I like all sorts of variations with Ghost. I've gone Ghost Teleport and chosen not to have Flash. I've gone Flash Ghost.
Ghost has a 2% higher win rate currently. Let's see. Where's the somersault?
It's just very strong to be able to press Ghost and run at the other team and
get a guaranteed W. And then similar, a little bit less of an advantage in the last fetch, but yeah, very clearly a higher win rate at the very least, but it does depend on how you end up using it. And yeah, the main thing will be being able to get good bases off and good resets off without having to need TP, and utilizing the ulti to not have to, be reliant on TP either. So those are the two, drawbacks of not having TP and having Ghost instead. But Ghost will, obviously being a combat summoner, be much stronger in a team fight when it happens. Let's see. I guess we can look at Runes and Masteries, look for anything.
Yeah, what did Victor go? I'm curious. I would expect first strike.
Did go first strike, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope this game be really aggressive.
That.
Early on.
Let's see. Little Presser, goes the blue tree for, again, more just being able to taunt people. It's pretty.
Oh yeah, what did he do you know he ran there?
Nimbus Cloak Celerity, and then the standard Aftershock tree.
Interesting.
Also,
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Nimbus Cloak. I like to pick up Gathering Storm actually on Galio.
I think the Nimbus Cloak, like it goes same logic as picking Ghost. I think just guarantee your taunt being useful after getting it, and they just, even if they flash, they get hit a lot of the times. Let's pull the scoreboard. Objective timers, chat. Zac a little late at a base. And there you go. Looks like we're looking for a little bit of an invade coming out from Storm. Maybe just trying to see if somebody is in this bush. In general, you shouldn't really be standing in that bush anyways. Standing where Victor is the preferred spot. Victor does see the ward spot out the Raptors, although Viego's not really a champion that starts Raptors, so he could end up dodging that ward if he chooses to, and still getting a full clear off. Definitely want to be starting on the bot side as Viego here. You want to gank up towards your Darius lane, that's your strong side. Smolder is just trying to farm up in the early game, and they shouldn't have too much to worry about with Alistair there. And Speed actually does have sweeper to deny that vision. I don't think it's a secret he's starting red though, because they just saw him deny the vision on represent. Little pressure just puts another one down.
Yep, he simply says no in the chat, throws down another word.
See if Zach does anything with that information. It will help spot out if Vigo tries to split the map by doing 3 camps down here and then going up to blue side. Faulty looks like he might have face checked Darius and will be pushed away from the wave. You do really need to walk in with your minions against Darius if you're playing a melee champion. Don't want to give him free stacks of his passive.
Yeah.
Zach opting not to go for the Krugs, maybe scared of an invade over here, or he took E second? Am I crazy? Is that normal?
Zach? You're saying Zach?
Yeah, Zach took E second.
I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm guessing Q doesn't do much damage either, so just getting
No,
to your
Q has
camp
a much lower cooldown. 2/3 the cooldown. Q is definitely the better one, but
you save a good amount of time, like, jumping over to your next camp, potentially.
Sorry, really quickly, missed out on first blood. We do see Galio roams down here very early with the ghost, and Tyr is just dead. Not even a flash away, and the smolder actually gets pulled in afterwards. We'll have to burn the flash as well to survive. So a very good job of trying to punish this this smolder pick, and that's Galio at work. Can easily shove the first 2 waves, no matter what the enemy champion is. And actually, it's after the first wave, right? That was the very first wave. No, that was the second.
We had
wave.
9 minions.
It was the second wave. Yeah, it was the second wave.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Galio pick very useful. We do actually see that E has a slightly higher win rate, but I'm pretty sure that's from E being used to gank rather than like get a cheese gank off rather than actually optimize the clear. Because also, your clear is already not even optimized by going for wolves after red, because you're not even gonna hit level 3 off of wolves. Tyr goes in, but I don't think we can be going in when this Galio exists.
Boy. Yeah, that was... wow, I'm surprised Tyr ends up falling there. It seemed like they were able to get out, potentially, but...
How does Alistair get out once he goes in? There's also Galio just permanently in bottom lane. We'll give some CS over to Zach in order to get guarantee kills.
Yeah, top tier is actually looking really, really rough for Orin. The Darius has a bit of a freeze going on here.
Yeah, would like to see Zach go up and help deal with that. First, gonna look for this gang onto Matoka, and Matoka is giga dead. No cooldowns up, unfortunately. Very close. Full TV back. With that flash, will definitely be punished by this.
Does pop ghost, but misses the apprehend.
Yeah, misses the apprehend.
And the Q now, but
this guy's not dying.
May have to hit. Oh, never mind. Didn't miss the apprehend earlier. Hits the Q. If he hits the Q here, he might die, and Faulty is forced to flash away.
Yeah, Faulty opting to trade a little bit more instead of just walking away. Could still throw in a dive. No jungler around though, and not close enough to 6.
Yep, this is a critical reset here for Thighs. Probably the only shot he'll get, especially with the cannon wave coming.
Yeah, I thought that was it looked like Jerry's tried to pull, but gonna go through it again. He goes in. Yeah, I don't know
what was that? W animation?
Yeah, it was a W animation. Looked kind of weird though. It was a W activated. Vigo going to these grubs. No real pressure shown from Vigo. Just came bot lane to see Alistair die once. Didn't really take advantage of the freeze that Darius had going either.
Oh boy, and the wave is pushing right back into Darius, so if he wants, he will be able to set up another freeze here. We'll see if he does go for that. Oh, Q does connect on the minions.
Zac arrives, jumps in on David Scalp, gets the minion knock with the Q, but Freaks be here just a little too far to capitalize, focusing on getting the CS. Decent amount of pressure though from red side, and that'll secure the dragon.
Yep. Galio is going to be able to walk over. Victor and Viego look to be working on the grubs. Victor walking back towards the wave.
I'd really like to have seen Darius kind of stack this wave towards the red team and then just three-man dive him with the Viego and Victor, because you're not going to be able to go bot side in this game at all. Instead,
If the Orm's not careful here, Darius could Q and R. Yeah, it looks like Orn is just going to fall and...
yeah, I'm not sure what Orn's
is...
goal is there.
This is the scary, situation here. If I'm red team, is the Darius getting ahead, because he's the one champion that can really deal with all 5 champions on the red team if he does get too far ahead.
Depends. Kai'Sa is still slippery, and there are a bunch of melee, but they also have a lot of CC, so they can buy Kai'Sa the time she needs to DPS them down. But yeah, Faulty just needs to respect the Darius, back off, take the CS out tower. The ulti should be to get you out of there, not to trade more HP, because if you're trading HP, Darius is the one who's going to be happier in the end, because he's got to execute.
Oh, Smolder ult came through bot lane. Not sure what.
It looks like it's just to get themselves a base. Fair does look on Matok again, no flash, and punishes that. Yeah, the mid game here is a little rough with having immobile carries that just can be jumped on over and over and over.
Galio backing. We'll see what he ends up going for first item here. Maybe a rocket belt. And,
yeah, Lich Bane is also a build that people go, so the Hexic Alternator builds into both of those, so we won't know for sure. But oh, actually no, he has the Ruby Crystal. Yeah, should be a proto belt then.
Yep, Darius is right back to freezing it, looks like.
Oh no, Matok. Yeah. This is what playing a mage against Galio looks like.
Yeah, not ideal. Gotta be really careful about spacing his E and W.
And then again, Viego really just AFK farming. Can't find much to do, never there for a counter gank. The play is always almost gone by the time Viego would be able to get there.
Yep. They are heading gold though, presumably because of what's going on in the top lane here, and it looks like the Darius is just going to be able to run down the order again.
Flash is up soon, but not quite up in time.
Oh, Galio looks to be going on the victory here. Auto Q passive should be coming up right now.
I just wouldn't flash. You flash towards their side of the map. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be hard to get out. So just save it for a better situation, because that kill doesn't really get any objectives, right? Get some tower damage if anything.
Yeah. No, I'd wager right there the Victor was just trying to get 8 more minions to get his evolution, and wasn't able to make it.
Viego finally does look for the gank mid lane, but this is only with the support. Where is the damage? If we could have both been there for the initial gank, then this game could be looking very different.
Yeah, this Galio is super wealthy now, and if he wants, he can go full one-shot build. And
that guy's gonna be taunting a lot of people. Has a protocol now. Not easy to get away from that. Kraken Slayer might be completed by now for free XP here. Should be on this bet. Yep.
Darius might need to itemize some magic resist, or he risks getting one shot by Galio.
Big power spike here. And yeah, Magic Resist still does have high value despite the Kaisa being an 80 carry. Will be partially magic damage with that passive. And Ornn has some magic damage as well as Zac and Galio being primarily magic damage. And Ornn have to flash away again. So not ideal scenario. Matok jumped on again and Galio just chunks half your HP bar, walks away, and will do it over again. Really nice that Galio's able to trade while killing the mini wave. Blue team doing the grubs on vision, but red team does not care.
Yeah, I could see Storm Surge come through second here on Galio. You know, famously broken in preseason, then it was nerfed, but then they actually rebuffed the movement speed to a pretty high value, and it's been, you know, reasonably strong ever since.
Frightarrow just able to take down this drag by himself. Kais is able to, or sorry, with just support, Kais able to farm up solo XP as well. And again, Matok just cannot do anything here against this Galio. Up a little bit of CS, but that's mostly from Galio giving him CS on purpose to roam.
Yeah, exactly.
See another chem tech. Good ult here by Faulty, helps cut out the wave. Unfortunately, does not have the unstoppable primed up, but that's a shutdown. Darius gets a little bit too close. Takes that tower shot, and that, yeah.
That's a disaster for the Darius.
Speed not quite there in time, and yeah, if they were going to do that, they need to do some kind of stacked minion wave dive. They didn't quite have enough damage. On the bot side, we'll see the return play though. Fixpier is knocked away, but still too much damage from Frightarrow. Team Frightarrow even holding for that last tower shot. 4 people versus 2. Not very likely to live there. Smolder, his flash is up, but I don't think it would have made a difference. So Darius is up 1500 gold, but Kais is up 1k. Galio's up like 600 gold. Jungle's up like 600 gold. Support's up like 500 gold. So Darius needs to do something with this advantage. And
yeah, that's not looking likely given what just happened in the top lane.
Yeah, either this turn needs to die, and Darius needs to start doing something else that isn't just bullying Ornn.
Oh, Kaisa finishes off the Alistar. Blitzcrank flashing away. Kaisa ults on towards the Smolder, finishes him off, and now Galio just one-shot combos the Viego, and he is so fed.
Yeah, Galio's always coming down here and going to clean that up. Viego does have the board completer, which has high value this game, but still so far behind, just not able to get anything going in the early game. Top lane would have been the
Galio.
best. Yeah, just top lane would have been the best to go to, and Galio actually does look like he's going to pick up the Storm Surge that you mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised Galio hasn't gone for, is it Darksteel or Medjay's yet, even? Could be, what's the Shadow Flame still, but...
Faulty just straight up gonna solo kill this guy? Oh.
Yeah, the E to cancel the R and Faulty.
Okay, a little...
Here. Oh, and Zac flies in. I don't know what he's thinking, because just quickly has to R to get
Zac
away.
has passive though, so...
Darius flashes in.
Oh, Darius, you just got away with murder. Get the fuck out of here.
No, let him cook.
Yeah, Darius up 50 CS, but almost dies to
Galio's
Ornn.
coming up here. Let's see if Galio's able to taunt the Darius.
Galio's flash, does not choose to flash. Just pulling the Alistar. Ulti is a little bit late, and they just chunk him a little bit, but most importantly, they got that ulti out. And this dragon is going to spawn in a minute and a half, so I think the ulti will come back up by then, right? Yeah, exactly, a minute and a half. Cooldown.
Yep, Smolder able to get a good push mid lane there, so all in all, good situation for blue team.
They do also have that those 6 grubs, so hopefully they can capitalize on any map mispositions from red team. such as that little fiasco in the top lane that we just saw.
Yeah,
Like,
Darius should be looking to recall here. Not the matchup you want your Darius in.
but like game 1, we see once red team is ahead, elsewhere they don't really care about the grubs. They'll go ahead and take the Rift Herald and then use that for actually pushing turrets.
Galio walking bot now, and Victor, sensing danger, does back off from the wave. Zach flies in. Galio looking to get closer to the smolder. He's back in. Could look to taunt here. Smashes the smolder. He's gone. And they're hovering away right now, conscious of what the Darius can do. Victor going to continue hitting. Ornn calls the ulti here. Victor drops the Galio ult over, and he's just going to be able to finish up the Victor. And he is legendary now.
Yeah, honestly, it does not matter how down this Ornn is. He's still going to be able to just get a Victor kill, get a smolder kill very easily with that ulti. I just don't know how you killed this tank line.
Yeah, or even the, Galio is...
Yeah, Galio might also go for
mage and tank.
It is possible that Galio goes for Zanya's.
Yep. Oh, it does.
Oh, there you go. Finishes the Zanya. Oh, switches his mind.
Oh, there we
Shadow
go.
Flame. Keeps that little cloth armor though. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
get the
the
Seekers
Giga Chad
next.
does go for more damage. More damage, more fun.
Yeah, Viego dies fast as that guy, Smolder dies fast as that guy, Victor dies fast as that guy, and I just don't really know what blue team could have done differently. I feel like, again, I think just in draft this was going to be really hard. You have a scaling mid lane, you have a scaling bot lane, and you have early game Darius, but if your carries are too far behind, then one guy is not going to kill 5 champions. Not in this day and age of League of Legends.
Yeah, Victor maybe has to do a better job of asserting himself in lane level 1 and 2 to ensure that the Galio can't just walk away. And
you just can't though. Victor just is weaker than Galio. Galio can always get the shove.
I think if Victor walks into the minions and just starts autoing the Galio, that's one approach.
Tyr pulled in and is doing his best to get onto this Kaisa, but just is a cow walking around in the wrong part of town. Unstoppable from the ulti speed, tries to get away, does get taunted and only takes a little bit of damage back, but this is going to be a kill onto Matok with Kaisa ulting in, and we're not quite able to do much with that ulti, but speed actually get caught by the hook again.
Oh, Darius.
Darius finally shows up, and a little overextension by red team, taking a lot of turret shots and just running straight into a Darius. But sorry, I was gonna say Victor's standing on. Sorry, did you mean his own minions or the enemy minions? Because either way, Galio wants to trade with you by the minions because of his passive. That just lets him get damage onto you as well as.
Or yeah, not quite so close. Standing in between your casters and your melees. Yeah. Taking the minion aggro.
But even then, in that situation, it's up. If Galio trades HP, he can still keep the shove. Right, it's trading XP to make sure that Victor doesn't have the shove, and I think Galio's cooldowns will be up more often enough to get overall better trades. And the level 13 Matok just gets run down by this Kaisa.
Yep.
No options. Didn't have the ulti up, so with the ulti would have been a lot closer. But I'm sure Kaisa's aware of that. Has that barrier up actually as well, so it would have been a rough fight for Victor no matter what. Dazzler Divine is here. We're gonna see a little bit of kiting. Not quite able to get the ulti off. It isn't even up yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure Flash was quite necessary to kill the Kaisa, but
Kaisa should have been dead, yeah. The Kaisa had flashed as well, just to try to buy time for that ulti, but yeah, gets caught out. There's a good amount of gold back to Darius. That is the one chance that blue team does have to get back into the game. Next dragon will be solo again, though.
Oh, Smolder able to narrowly evade the taunt. Oh, it's taking a lot of damage here, though, and doesn't have taunt, so no damage reduction available, and will just fall to the Victor Q.
Yeah, Shadow Flame's a little bit of a squishy item.
And that's a huge amount of gold that goes over
Storm
to
is gonna
Victor.
die as well. So series of picks from red team just doing things they don't have to do, to be honest. And risking Baron here. Frightarrow does walk up.
Somehow misses the point blank E.
Basically here does arrive at the ulti while the rest are on Baron. They actually peel off a Baron to come try to get these kills. Basically here does end up falling, but Victor dies in return. I'm not sure they're going to be able to start this dragon, or start this Baron back up again with the dragon spawning in 30 seconds. A very early soul, 23 minutes soul potentially for red team.
Yeah, they urgently need to recall here and get back to dragon.
Tony pointing out that a small goalie for such a huge kill discrepancy. I don't know if most people realize, but if somebody's 0-3, they're only worth 100 gold now versus the 300 they would have normally been worth. So it really, like, killing the same person over and over, it doesn't do as much to advance the gold lead. But the gold lead is 1k, but this 3 dragon lead is a lot more important. And then again, where the gold is matters a lot as well. Galio and Kaisa are definitely where I want my gold to be distributed on the red team. Kaisa 3 items now. Care more about
Jack
item
is
flicks
able to
than-
get onto the Smolder. Smolder immediately flashes away to avoid getting CC layered. Alistar goes in to distract them. Galio lays down the R. Oh, Darius are able to connect. Let's see if he can get a big heal off here and get some more ults. No, does just fall. Galio pops Ghost. Let's see if Victor's able to run away. Takes the Galio E. Maybe taunt comes up soon.
Suicide Spurt. Oh, has lasagnas actually as well to keep himself alive. No one wanted to take a turret hit from him.
Wow.
The ramped up turret damage ends up making Galio fall.
Yeah, those are not real teammates.
I saw Kaisa just stood still, letting him die. He could have walked up to get the turret.
They're not
Good
real.
aggro for 1 auto. But yeah, Zach gonna go over, grab that Drake. Kaisa should be able to duo this with her Blitzcrank. Just a lot of damage coming out with 3 item Kaisa and just being Kaisa. It's actually Blitzcrank is too low. Blitzcrank cannot tank it up in time. Slightly
Did
greedy.
just notice Kaisa actually still in the tier 1 boots, opting to stick with his humble pair of souls.
Yeah, probably just item breakpoints probably just perfectly had Terminus completed and couldn't really afford to worry about the boots. If Galio had lived, this game would be pretty much over with the Baron being taken down, but one final chance will be given to blue team to fight at this Baron and make something happen.
Wow, yeah, still just buys BF sword and doesn't go for tier 2 boots. Interesting.
Yeah, just I mean, more efficient usage of the gold, right? When you leave the base, you want to have as little gold as possible. Get the most bang for your buck and stats. And
I don't know, man. We're 25 minutes in. Tier 2 boots are pretty good, you know, it's pretty strong.
But what trouble does Kaisa have in these team fights? And she has her E as well to get out of danger. She has her E, her has her ult, has barrier. I don't think there's any real threats. This Darius just kind of got bounce housed in that last team fight.
Oh, Alistar gets pulled in, does
3-man
pop the
knockup
ult.
for Ashish here. And there's just gonna be a Galio on top as well for another knockup. Like,
Darius trying to build up stacks, but it's not coming through.
yeah, like how does Lazar Divine Rank really get into this fight and do something? There's no way for blue team to start their own fight to give them the pressure, so you just getting knocked up over and over, hoping you can get some spells off.
Oh, he needs to be careful or he'll just get one shot, and Yeah, does take a shower in the Galio Q tornado and unfortunately falls.
It's going to be another early Elder spawning around 30 minutes, but the game will probably end before then. Ooh, just barely misses the knockup onto speed.
Yep,
Still
Kaisa
chances
moving up
almost
to the
half.
top lane here. Should be able to take this without any problems.
I mean, she's just getting the damage. No one else is able to do anything else around the map. So it needs to back off a little bit to respect. And then can just walk back up once somebody shows elsewhere. Farm the Gromp in the meanwhile.
Interesting. Galio going for Frozen Heart or something.
Yeah.
Probably just sitting on the components here, looking to finish the game.
Top turret goes down. Push this mid lane in. No one has the bot lane pushing, unfortunately.
I think Kaisa's sitting on quite a large amount of gold here.
Yeah, about 3k, but the waves are lined up, so don't want to waste the time on Baron buff when you have the wave shoved in. Ornn finally goes bottom to deal with that wave. So here, really need blue team to rush something onto red team before they get all these waves synced up and pushing the tower, because once there's 3 waves and Baron minions, it's really hard to deal with. Still, no one going to be responding to this Ornn. Ornn will be able to get this tier 2 turret for free. See how long is left on this Baron buff. Finally, blue team looking to engage onto this Kaisa, but with both summoners and ulti up,
Whoa! I just saw Alistar flash forward, but he was nowhere near in range to headbutt, so...
Yeah, and Galio comes down as well. This Kaisa is so safe. There's no way you can kill her.
Yeah. Galio Victor desperately trying to hold off the Baron empowered minions here. Oh, the Q from Zac does connect. Galio.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Oh. Okay.
Goodbye, Matuk. Nice knowing you.
Yep.
10 kills to Kaisa, 14 kills to Galio. All in all, pretty clean game from red team, and that'll do. That'll be a 2-0 to Team Frightarrow against Team Tyr.
Yeah, big statement here. You know, highly anticipated matchup, but
I think red team is just on paper like 2 standings worth of standings over Tyr in terms of like how I would power rank them. The problem I think here is a lot of it is with picks and bans. Like I can pull up this pick and ban, but with that pike gone, with that wait, sorry, not with the pike, with the Fiora gone, with the Briar gone, top lane is a lot more neutralized. Darius is almost getting solo killed while up 50 farm, not spreading the advantage elsewhere on the map when he's up 1500 gold, and then able to really target a Nivea Vex from a toke, not able to play the comfort champs. I'm not sure like why we can't just pick one of those champions in the first half of the draft, because realistically we just have a better time playing those champs and can ban out counters if we need to, if the enemy doesn't pick right away. And because the enemy kind of wants to make sure their other players don't get banned out, you actually get value from people to early pick mid, because then they have to make the enemy team is forced into a harder pick and ban where they have to choose, do we keep our champion pools protected or do we play directly for counter? And I feel like they would choose to keep their champion pools protected, since they probably have enough champions to deal with both the Nivea and Vex if it came down to it.
I still liked what the blue team here came through with in the draft compared to game 1, but
Game 1 was the Camille Kane Xerath. Yeah, I think the Pike versus the Xerath and Smolder, too much value. Kane does nothing early game, and you really want to be able to do something to punish this Ryze early, right? That's when Ryze will be weakest. Kindra's going to be trying to look to invade and do all sorts of crazy things. So yeah, just not a lot of pressure. Like, again, we're going against an Ornn, we're going against a Pyke. Much easier engage and pick options than what Tyr has with just Alistar and Camille. No direct, like, full on engage, and then Frightarrow's team second game just full only engage in every single lane, and all we have is an Alistar to disengage maybe, and no other engage anymore since the what was the other champion? Since the Camille is no longer present, we have a Darius instead with no, like, there's no support cast for this Darius. I don't dislike Darius against Frightarrow's team, but I would like a stronger support cast. We can't have a scaling bot lane and a Darius top to, like, if you want Darius to carry the game, then build around him.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. Yeah. I guess one of the things to look at with this red team here is that the role flexibility with FearXP here and Little Presser has been quite lethal.
Yeah.
It's been really hard to, I guess even in the draft, right? You don't know where they're going, but much less like, or rather, sorry, like once they've selected all their champions, it can still be hard to tell where they're going. Much less, when you're in the middle of the draft trying to ban them out.
Yeah,
it's hard to assess all their options.
The draft flexibility is UPSL winning. The year I won UPSL, I had Scythen and I had Kesty, and yeah, there were some games where I was jungle, Chris was jungle, or I would go top view jungle, and we just, or like sometimes I think we even had Kesty jungle. It'd be really hard to ban out anything in particular. And that advantage just pays a lot of dividends, because a lot of, like, we can already see with Tyr's team, the champion pools are limited. We see them pick the same champions almost every game, right? So it gives a lot more ease playing into what they're gonna pick, and not having as much being able to be taken away from you.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know, one potential bright spot is that even though the Victor did fall quite a few times in the early game, still able to do quite a bit of damage against this team of melees, but that is to be
again, the
expected
damage is fake. You're going against four tank line, you're naturally going to do damage, but how effective is that damage? And both games we see just 4 Drakes going straight to Frightarrow's team. Not much traded for other than the grubs, and the grubs end up not being useful at all, because game 1 you can't split push. They were not able to split push against this Ryze anyways, and then game 2 and Camille also just didn't really get much going past laning phase against Ornn, and then game 2 Darius was ahead, but just constantly going for kills, honestly, rather than playing to push the tower and get tower damage. Like, I see Darius running through like 2 waves of minions to keep hitting Ornn and get that kill, but the kill, like, you barely get it, and then you have to reset, and then okay, so where's the tower? How am I spreading this advantage on the map? Like, this is like a solo queue mentality rather than trying to actually play the team game.
Yeah, gonna be curious to see what teams do to adapt to Faulty here, because it seems like he's been able to resist what are on paper better top laners, pretty well. So, teams are gonna need to figure out what it's gonna take to beat this team of Frightarrow and Little Presser here. Because I don't know. What do you think is the approach to beating this team?
Permaban Ryze for sure. I don't think targeting support does enough, to be honest, unless you're really gonna be able to get a huge lead out of that. As we saw this game, Gallia was able to roam down bottom and get bottom ahead, and I feel like bottom's probably the easiest lane to gank and make a difference in the overall gameplay, in the overall game. So I would have liked to see some kind of play set up towards bot side. You do have Flash Alistar engaged, but again, like, what the hell does Smolder do to help you get ahead early? So if I'm a team that's going against Frightarrow's team, I want to have an AD carry that can put a little bit more pressure because you have 3 different people who can play ADC. If anything, try to force the favorable matchup, but then you're kind of like at a loss in the other situations. So you just have to have a lot of plans ready, and I think that's something that people will struggle with because not everyone is able to play a large champion pool, and if just one person on your team has a limited champion pool, that really limits your options for responses against a team that can flex many champions over many roles.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there's over a month until playoffs, though, so there's plenty of time to learn new champions, and I think it'll be interesting to see how Aurora mixes things up in a week and a half here when she is pickable in EPSL.
Yeah, I haven't even read her wiki yet.
Champion TLDR is OP. Good luck, have fun. Mostly top lane, but yeah, can be played mid as well. Does have favorable matchups with range advantage, but specifically like getting a range versus melee matchup.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw the 45% win rate day one, and I was like, huh, that's pretty high for day one.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I think I saw like 48, and then I asked one of my friends who like bounces the game, and he said that she is just straight up OP. So I believe his internal knowledge to be accurate. Why can't I search Aurora? There you go. Let's see what we're at now. Oh, it's because I was on patch 14.13. That's why. Up to 49% now. In the mid lane, that is. Oh no, yeah, sorry, that is the top lane. Yeah, mid lane also about 49%. So that is pretty good for a champion that I don't think is the easiest champion to pick up, because a lot of her champion is based on positioning and spacing, right? Her passive literally gives her more movement speed. So with that being the kind of kit that she has and being at this win rate, that kind of indicates that this champion is pretty damn strong. Sitting at a 42% ban rate too. So we'll see who picks it up, who learns it, and who brings it into UPSL, because if there's a lot of people that play only melee champions top lane, so might get abused a little bit in a way that not even Darius can do. But yeah, unless, I don't know if anyone from either team wants to talk about this game at all, I'll give like 15 seconds for you guys to say something, otherwise we'll sign off. Do you have anything else from your side think might be interesting?
No, I think my team has a game tomorrow. I don't think I requested a caster yet, but that just got scheduled.
Oh yeah, I think my team is also playing Roman's team tomorrow.
We're doing
a little bit of a
doubleheader against the one on.
We do have a Shisha.
Alright, I'm here for my interview. What do y'all want to know?
Alright, I presume you kind of knew that they were going to pick almost all the champions that they ended up picking in both games.
Yeah, I mean, all their recent games signaled very obviously what they play and what they were going to pick.
So what do you think they should have done differently to have a better chance against you guys? Because at the very least, I think Smolder was not gonna work.
I honestly know a lot of their champ pools. It's hard for me to say, if I'm even being honest, like what they should play. I think they should pick up. I think they should pick up and get better at some new champs.
I agree.
Try to exploit like bot lane more.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, I think David is one of their better players. Tyr is one of their better players. They should try to set up plays around bot lane, but I don't know if Smolder's the only thing you have after Lucian, then it's a little harder to do that. The other thing I want to ask you is, so which team are you scared of the most as we start creeping into playoffs? Now the second round robin has gone through, because I think Twain was saying that Tyr's team was like a close 2 to you guys, but didn't quite seem that way in this match.
No, I think regular season is pretty fake, but usually when teams are this even. I think you'll see the teams that lost a lot early on really fix up their mistakes and probably come back pretty hard. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting good things from Roman's team in particular, actually.
Yeah, I'm curious
Yeah.
to see them play. I don't think I've seen a single one of their games if they even played many, and we haven't even played against them yet either. We have our first match against them tomorrow. Romans plays Twins team tomorrow as well, so we'll be an
Or
exciting
we're playing
day.
Wynon's team tomorrow.
Okay. So Roman's playing somebody else's team. Oh my
Is
god.
Roman's team with the one with Witsky?
No.
Yeah,
no.
Roman's playing against 2 other people.
Yeah.
He has a double header tomorrow.
So there's actually 3 UPSL matches going on. We'll see if all of them can get streamed and casted. I think there's one at 8:10 Eastern, and then mine is supposed to be at 9:40 Eastern versus Roman. Kind of a tight window for getting 2 games in, but
our game against Wenon is kicking off at 6, so
okay, so we might get a whole 6 games in a row. It would be cool to see that. Hopefully we have some streamers and casters out there. But yeah, to echo your point, I do think that regular season is fake. I am treating regular season as practice, to be honest, especially because my team doesn't really have time to practice fives much. So yeah, we literally are doing things for the first time in our official matches, and then a lot of our matches we just have, I think 2 of our matches we've hard thrown just from some very clear lack of synergy internally. But I'm very confident in our ability to recover.
I actually remember your match. I was really surprised that you guys put infections on Mord and then
No, that was a sub diff.
Auction was good. Okay.
We got hella baited with the draft because Richie's subbing for a top lane. We couldn't ban against them like you guys did. If you guys had to play against Richie, your draft would have definitely been different. I think it's different to see a guy who's a 2-trick versus a guy who can play a champion Ocean.
I agree, but in that scenario, and especially with Richie's champ pool, I just think you ignore him, and you just.
Yeah, no, I think just ignoring him would have been the better option. But what happened is we took Mord as a flex because we were like, okay, sure, we can play it either top or mid. And then when they picked the Silas in round 2, we see Volibear, we see Silas, and we see... I forget what the other champion was. But I think we just didn't know that guy actually jungle Silas. So I didn't even think it was a possibility that Silas would be jungle. And Richie literally picked Silas against us in our first match against that same team where he also subbed. So yeah, we haven't even played against their actual top laner. But yeah, it was... But even then, Silas got a free lead, to be honest. So the game kind of wrote itself. I don't think the picks changed as much at that point because we just were not playing well to begin with.
Yeah. What were you on?
I was on Viego in that game.
Oh, you took it away from him, right? That's why you picked it?
Well, he picked Silas. They picked Silas before I picked Viego, so...
But you thought that was Richie.
Yes, I thought it was Richie, so I thought that... But I don't know. It was just confusing, and with not much time to pick in between, it could not really solve the puzzle and did not do enough research, clearly.
Yeah, for sure. I also think taking away picks is a huge bait.
I agree. I've said this many times as well. Don't think it does much. Yeah, I forget if there's an additional reason for picking Viego, but I think we definitely should have just drafted to play our game instead of doing this weird extra thing. So probably won't do too many crazy things like that. But the game definitely, we definitely had the game in a winnable spot at some point when I think we wiped them once or twice, but then we just bit off a little bit more than we could chew. I think once we started Baron, and it was just no, we're just gonna die if we start this Baron.
Yes. Yeah. There are usually it becomes very obvious in my opinion which team prefers the scaling comp, and there are times where you want to just beat them at their own game, and I think Joe's team in particular is very beatable in that sense. So
yeah.
I think like you guys didn't actually have to go for that like really early game comp. Both games, honestly.
Oh yeah, the second the second game was kind of just funny because we were just like, okay, Infections wanted to go and just spam ganks on this guy mid, and then I think the strategy was actually effective. I think the point at which we messed up was once we got the second kill on Tilia, now let's just start diving the Smolder. Why are we not diving the Smolder that's laning by himself after Alistair comes to mid lane to hover all the time? We just dive the Smolder and then boom, bot lane now has an advantage. We can do anything on the map once we start opening up turrets. So I don't mind the playstyle, and I think
it's ambitious in UPSL. That's what I mean. It's like playing that style. I agree with you. It's the right way to play the
execution.
The
execution is very important.
But it's so hard in UPSL, exactly.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's at like different levels. So.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Exciting schedule of games. Thank you for joining us here. And do you guys know when your next match is, or who you're gonna play next?
We were supposed to play Roman this is our makeup game against Joe from week 2, but we were supposed to play Roman this week as well. But he has a doubleheader tomorrow, so we'll probably push that to next week.
Okay, so a little bit of advantage for you guys. Get to see them play a little bit more. We'll see how they do in those games and if they can match up against your team, because definitely a difficult team to deal with in draft and in game. I'm permaban Rise against you guys, by the way. First round, first pick, bye.
Oh, I need to face you guys again.
I honestly, I'm excited to see how everyone changes up their strategies. I'm glad we have a double round robin this year. Be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
All right, well, hopefully 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, guys. Come through again. Three matches. And I'm turning off